Hey Zainab,
Hi, Dress.
how are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Fine, fine too. It's cool to have you today to talk about your IELTS exam. How was it?
It was fine. It was very fine. I expected to get more, but I didn't. I got 9 in listening. I got 8.5 in reading, 7.5 in speaking, and 7 in writing.
And overall,
8.
8, which is a good score. Let's us know what do you think about her score. I think 9, 8, 7.5 is very great, like very good. So what was the most difficult part of the test?
The most difficult part of the test for me is where I actually got the IS. The most difficult part was listening because when I was practicing for the test, I was always getting a low score.
Mm,
And after the exam, I wasn't sure if I had the right thing. So I was still thinking, oh, did you hear chase or chances? So that was the hardest part of the exam for me.
mhm.
For reading, it was straight to the point. I knew, oh, I got this. I probably failed this. It was almost straight to the point. For speaking, I didn't expect that I would get that score, but things happen. Writing, I've always known that writing can be a challenge, though I don't have issues with my writing,
Mhm.
but people have different opinion and they grade you differently. So it could have been that.
Mm. Interesting. It's interesting that like the most challenging part for you was the one where you got the highest
Yeah, because
grade.
I knew it was an issue for me. I have a low attention span, so I prepared for it. And in the exam, I had at the back of my mind that listening is yeah, it's going to be a
Mhm.
challenge for you, so you need to concentrate. And at every point in time, I was telling myself, concentrate, concentrate, and make sure that you get the mark you want.
Mm.
So I think that's what helped me because I was really conscious of what I was listening for, and I made sure that I didn't think about anything, just concentrating not to miss any question or answer.
Interesting. Did you hear what she said? Concentrate, concentrate, concentrate. So that's something you need to do if you want to also score a higher
Yeah.
score for the listening part. And coming back to the preparation, how long did it take you for prepare for the exam?
I would say it took me 2 weeks or less because though I went through the exam in the beginning of May, but I really started preparing in April
Mm.
because I my exam was for the 15th, April 15th, and I started around April 1st. Though I had to mix it with class and work, but
Mm.
I would say 2 weeks, roughly less than 2 weeks, that it took me to
Okay.
prepare for the exam.
Okay. And how did you prepare?
Uh, I used E2 language on YouTube and I used practice question, the Cambridge listening, reading. So I was practicing with Cambridge listening and then on the IELTS USA portal, they had the part for practice.
Mhm.
So I used that to practice too.
Okay, it's interesting. You will have all the resources in the description section. You will have the link to the E2 YouTube channel. You'll have the link to the Drive where you can download the
Cambridge
Cambridge
practice
research
test.
practice test. Also, you just need to just leave your email so that we can allow you to access to these resources. And yeah, and it's interesting. I remember also when I was preparing, you recommended me to use the
E2
E2,
IELTS, yes.
and I think I was that lazy. I didn't pay attention that much at the beginning. Then when the time got closer, I was more stressed. Then I started, and yeah, it's definitely helped. And how many times do you think like you practice? Like you said, the listening was the most challenging. Do you think you spent more time on the listening than the other part, and how long?
So I wouldn't say I spent more time on the listening because for me, I downloaded the package. So
Mm,
if I'm doing any practice test, I will do the listening and reading
mhm,
together. So I was doing it at the same time just to simulate or practice. Just to simulate the exam environment. So I'll do everything at once. Though I know that most times I wouldn't write the essay because I'll just leave it out. But for reading, listening, I made sure that I did it together at the same time. So I didn't just separate them. I was doing it together at the same time.
Okay. Okay, interesting. And if I am just like and probably non-native speaker like myself, who needs to just start preparing for the IELTS exam, where should I start?
I would say you should start from the E2 IELTS YouTube page.
Mhm.
They have a lot of videos that will help you with reading, most especially. They broke down the reading questions. They have different questions and they will teach you how to answer each of those questions. And for speaking, they also have some dry runs on speaking, so you have an idea of what you're going in to meet. And writing, reading and writing, E2 IELTS is the best place for you to learn it. And I would say practice too. Don't wait till, if you're not a native speaker, don't wait for 2 weeks for the exam
Mhm.
before
Like
you
me.
before you check what the exam is about. Keep practicing and don't think that, oh, you know this. You might watch the video and you see it and you think you know it, but you don't really know it until you practice and see your score.
Mhm. And I can confirm that like if you want a very 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 good score, don't do like me. Yeah, I think I start preparing like really really seriously like probably 2 weeks before the exam. And yeah, I got also 7.5 overall score, and then I got the 8 on the speaking part. But I think like yeah, if you want to score a higher score for the writing part, you need more practice.
Practice.
And for probably reading also, you need to practice the text reading. The text can be
Know how
long.
to answer the questions because there are tricks
Yeah.
and tips to answer those questions.
Yeah.
So you just need to know it. For some, you read the question first,
Hmm.
you look at the question first before even looking at the passage.
Yeah.
For some, you have to read the passage before the question. So when you understand this tip, it will save you time because time is essence in that exam.
Mm,
If you waste your time on reading the passage, you probably won't be able to answer all those questions.
true. And do you also have any advice for the writing part?
The writing is practice too
Hmm.
and getting feedback. I didn't do that. Maybe that's what affected me because I didn't want to pay for the review. But if you have someone that is good in writing, you practice, send your passage to them, let them correct you, and take from that correction and write better ones. So every time you write, use your work email to practice, write to a friend, write to your colleagues, write to your family members. It will help a lot.
Hmm. And what do you think can help for the listening practice? What you did?
Listening, listening is concentration because when you're in the exam and you let your mind wander to another place, you probably miss not only one question but other questions that follow. You need to know where they are at every particular point. So even if you miss one, you know that you probably get the second one. Oh, you're talking about this next question. And
Hmm.
I think one tip that helped me is looking at the question before even listening. So at every break that they give me for the next question, I don't use it to go back to the previous question I've done. I just let everyone I've done let it be and start looking at the next question that is coming before the speaker even talk. So I look at the question and think about the answer that can fill that gap. So when you think about it, you know that oh, it might be money, it might be this, it's supposed to be this, it's supposed to be a number, it's supposed to be a letter. So when you hear it, you'll be able to pick it up.
Mm. Okay, cool. And what are the probably advice you didn't mention during the whole discussion that you want to probably highlight, or the most important one ones can should?
So for each section, I've said the most important one for listening is concentration and practice. When you concentrate, keep practicing and try to don't go back. You might be tempted to go back to your answers when you do it because
Mhm.
it's timed. Don't go back to the question to look at what you've done to see if it's correct. use that time they give you in between to be checking the questions and be anticipating the answer that you want to hear. For reading, you have to understand the type of questions that you see. So with that, you'll be able to save time and answer. Then speaking, I think something that affected me, as you might know, is I speak really fast. So sometimes when I speak fast, some people might not hear me,
Mhm.
and then oh, our speaking to is timed. They want you to talk for 2 minutes, but because I'm a fast speaker, I'll probably say what I want to say in 1 minute. So the tip is be calm and don't talk too fast. Everything you say, take it slow so the interviewer can understand you, the examiner can understand you. And for writing, practice. Writing is practice. And always do task two first before
Mhm.
task one.
Cool. Thank you for your time, Zinab. Thank you for watching us. And yeah, we will be posting some videos about simulation, the speaking practice simulation we did with Zainab in a few days. And just subscribe, like the content, and yeah, don't hesitate to share any comments, probably additional feedbacks you have, or even advice you have for like people who will be watching this video. If we probably forgot anything that helps you in your preparation, share it on the comment section. And yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.